One internet trope that I've explored quite thoroughly here on the channel is the idea of feel-good crowdfunding. You know, the cases where someone falls on tough times, they post their plight to the internet, people feel bad for them, they get emotional, and before you know it, you got half the damn internet donating to a GoFundMe account to turn somebody's life around. Yeah, you know, just a good old wholesome showcase of digital beneficence. And while I do love stories like this, I think it's time I throw you guys a bit of a curveball. And with that said, today's story is that of Thomas Smith. Thomas Smith found himself receiving sympathy from across the world back in 2015 when his firing dispute with Walmart went viral. Thomas Smith was portrayed by the media as a hard-working ex-con trying his hardest to get his life back on track. And all was going well until he was abruptly fired from Walmart for an admittedly petty reason. Reports framed Walmart's firing of Thomas Smith as outrageous, and people would rally behind him through online crowdfunding efforts to right this perceived injustice. However, as time progressed, a shocking development would come forward that left many thinking that their faith in this man may have been misplaced. This is the story of Thomas Smith. Real quick, before we get started, I want to give a big thanks to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring today's video. Surfshark is a VPN app that works across all of your devices. It protects your IP address and hides it from prying eyes, and it also hides your internet browsing activity from your internet service provider, potential hackers, and targeted advertisers. Surfshark also has this pretty neat tool that allows you to change your server location to practically any region in the world. This comes in handy when you're trying to access region-blocked content on the internet. Say a streaming service only has something in Europe and you live in the United States like me, well, if you change your server location to somewhere in Europe, you just might be able to watch the content. It's pretty damn useful. Right now, you can take advantage of Surfshark's Black Friday sale. Click my link in the description box to get 83% off and 4 extra months free. To begin this story, we must introduce the man at the center of the controversy itself, Thomas Smith. Thomas Smith was in his early 50s at the time of the Walmart firing, and he was a man who was recently released from prison at the time. His prison sentence stemmed from a crime committed all the way back in 2002, and that crime was bank robbery committed at a Key Bank branch located in Latham, New York. According to reports, Smith was sentenced to 15 years in prison for this crime with an opportunity for parole. And after serving over 13 years of this prison sentence, Smith made his parole and was once again a free man. In 2015, he was released, but if he made any more mistakes or any more forays back into criminality, he would be right back behind bars in an instant. But after being released, this foray back into criminality, well, that simply didn't seem like a foray that Thomas Smith was interested in taking. Rather, it appeared he was taking the straight and narrow path and began looking for work almost immediately. It's not easy getting a job as a convicted felon, and it's often common for folks with a criminal record to face hiring discrimination. Regardless, Smith accepted the challenge and started looking. And eventually, it's reported that he would find work at a Walmart supercenter located in Greenbush, New York. Now, it's no secret that Walmart isn't the best paying institution, and as someone who's worked in the grocery business myself, it's not the most pleasant ordeal being around people all day long and dealing with their shit. But for Smith, this was a job, a routine, and was likely going to be a giant boon in regard to his transition from the prison world to the free world. At Walmart, Smith landed a job as a cart receiver. You know, the employees that go out into the parking lot, collect the stray carts, or take the carts that are in the little hubs and bring them back to the foyer of the store so customers can use them to shop with. It's tough work. You're out exposed to the elements, moving heavy carts all day, messing your back up. It can be kind of rough. But Smith took this job with pride and even picked up extra shifts when available. He was a hard worker. If you were a fly on the wall watching this guy get out of prison and hold down a job and really bust his ass, you would be proud of the man. Unfortunately though, just as it seemed like Thomas Smith had acquired some stability in his new life in the free world, the rug gets pulled out from under him.
Organizing shopping carts in the parking lot of Walmart for $9 an hour was Thomas Smith's first full-time job since being released from prison for first-degree robbery.
He only wanted to do his job. and he wanted to do it the best that he could possibly do it. And Walmart took this job away from him, and they did it with such disrespect.
In November of 2015, Thomas Smith was abruptly fired from his cart receiving position at Walmart. The reason? Well, according to initial reports from Paul Grandal of the Times-Union, it was because Thomas Smith had been collecting cans and bottles discarded around this Walmart location and was returning them to recycling for money. This particular Walmart location had a recycling receptacle that doled out cash vouchers for recycled cans and bottles. Yeah, initial reports were saying that Smith had literally just been picking up trashed bottles in the parking lot and was recycling them, okay? Like, that seems pretty harmless, right? A spokesperson from Walmart indicated that Thomas Smith was also caught on security cameras and that Smith, quote, stole from the customer service desk, was caught on camera doing so, and signed a statement admitting to that fact. However, in the signed admission statement referred to in the previous quote released to the Washington Post, Smith in this statement claims the items stolen were simply bottles. Neither Smith or Walmart specifically clarified if these bottles in question were empty. Yeah, so even with this statement from Walmart, like he's taking bottles from the customer service desk allegedly, it kind of just seems like he's recycling trash to me. I don't know about you guys. Seems pretty harmless, right? The kicker to all of this is that you would think that for this to be such a big deal, he must have made like hundreds of dollars from recycling these cans. Well, check this out. Reports indicate that Thomas Smith made a grand total of $5.10 from recycling cans and bottles found around Walmart. But to Walmart, this was just completely out of line behavior and they considered it theft. You would hope that maybe Walmart would cut this recovering ex-con some slack, but then again, you know, this is Walmart we're talking about, so he was terminated for gross misconduct. Thomas claimed that he had no idea there was a rule against something like this and even offered to pay Walmart back the giant sum of $5 he made from recycling. It's unknown if Walmart accepted this offer. Regardless, Thomas Smith would remain terminated indefinitely. The whole situation just seemed unfair. For the time being, the now jobless Thomas Smith found his future once again uncertain.
Thomas Smith had been working at Walmart for only 2 months. When he was called into a manager's office, he had no idea why, but figured out quickly that it wasn't going to be good.
She said, sit down. I sat down. She said, now listen to me. Don't say a word. Don't say nothing. Hey, how many times you did it? I said I did it twice. The other one was for $2. And I took it to the cashier and I gave it to the cashier. She gave me the money for it. She said, that's stealing. I said, I did not know I was stealing anything.
I asked Smith what would make him feel better about the situation.
Well, I'm hoping that maybe someone could help me find a steady job.
For a brief time, he was in a tough spot, but fortunately for Thomas Smith, things would begin to turn around. As thanks to his local media, his plight not only reached his community, but the internet at large. And it soon became clear that the general public felt that this firing from Walmart was outrageous. And I gotta agree, a slap on the wrist would have been far more appropriate here in my opinion. As Thomas Smith's story spread around the internet, people began rallying behind him in an effort to not just help him, but to also make a statement that ex-cons should have a fair shot in the working world. Protesters began appearing at the Walmart he was fired from, wielding signs and demanding recourse. And there was social media chatter of a Walmart boycott. And of course, the internet did what the internet does best in these situations: make noise and crowdfund. You see, the efforts to boycott Walmart were pretty ineffective, and it didn't seem like they were budging to any sort of public scrutiny. So if Thomas wasn't going to be able to get income through a job at Walmart, he was going to get it through them, the beneficent strangers of the World Wide Web. On November 19th of 2015, a woman from Chicago who had stumbled upon Thomas's story on Instagram felt compelled to create a GoFundMe page on his behalf. The GoFundMe's description read, "Thomas Smith has recently been fired from Walmart with no warning and/or explanation prior. He is a hardworking man trying to make a living any way he can. He currently brings in the shopping carts from the parking lot. As an employee, he is going above and beyond by also getting rid of items left in the carts such as cans and bottles. He did not think twice about the consequences of redeeming these cans for a few dimes and nickels because it should not be a crime to do so. Walmart has stripped him of his employment because they considered it to be theft. I know we can stand up to these corrupt corporations that have no empathy to people like Thomas. All they care about are their dollars at the end of the day. Let's help Thomas get back on his feet. The crowdfunding effort went viral and was shared across numerous facets of the internet. And after several weeks had passed, the GoFundMe was completed, raising an impressive sum of $22,315. The creator of the GoFundMe claims the money was successfully sent directly to Thomas Smith's bank account. $22,000 would certainly be an ample amount of funding for someone to live on temporarily while trying to find a new job, which Thomas reportedly did find a job at a property maintenance firm. Thanks to the kindness of the community and the internet, this sad situation was completely flipped, and Thomas Smith was back on the right track in terms to his transition from the prison world to the free world. He was enormously grateful for the support.
I thank these people. I love you. Even if I never met you, if I never seen you, but I appreciate all the support that you have given me. God bless you. I mean, you lift me up when I'm down. And I thought I was all alone.
After the publicity, Thomas Smith would return back to his private life. But this wouldn't be his final appearance in the public limelight. Not because of another unjust firing, it was because Thomas Smith had taken an unfortunate abrupt turn back to criminality. In a sad and immensely ironic development, it would be revealed that Thomas Smith, the former bank robber on a path to redemption, was back to robbing banks.
Well, Lydia, his name is Thomas Smith. He's a serial bank robber who hit not one or two, but 4 separate banks in this area over the summer. Now, this is what he looks like normally behind me. And if you take a look at the picture on the right, that's what he looks like when he was robbing the bank. That's a wig he has on.
Throughout the summer of 2016, it's been reported that Thomas Smith went on a bank robbing spree, committing 4 bank robberies in a 6-week period. Keep in mind, when he reportedly went on this spree, this is just less than a year after everyone came and supported him. According to the Times-Union, the first robbery occurred in July, with Smith entering a First Niagara bank branch wearing a wig. He allegedly passed a note to the bank teller demanding money, also suggesting he had a weapon. He gets the money and flees. The second robbery occurs in August at a Citizens Bank branch. Using a similar disguise, he reportedly made away with over $1,000. The third robbery, September 1st, Smith hits First Niagara again and allegedly slaps one of the bank tellers and makes away with a large sum of cash bills. September 12th, the date of the final robbery, Smith hits yet another First Niagara branch, with him reportedly wearing a construction helmet as a disguise. This summer bank robbing spree may very well have continued for some time, but eventually police figured out that it was the once renowned Thomas Smith who was behind these robberies. After Smith's September 12th holdup at First Niagara, police found Smith on Green Street in Albany, New York. Police allege that during the arrest, Smith attempted to back a vehicle into an officer, resulting in one deputy reportedly shooting out the back window of Smith's vehicle that he was in. It was a dramatic affair, but ultimately resulted with Thomas Smith surrendering to police and he was taken into custody. Smith was now facing bank robbery charges, the same type of charge that left him in prison for a 13-year stint all the way back in 2002. In December of 2016, Smith pled guilty to 1 count of robbery and was later sentenced to 15 years in prison. It was a dramatic and unexpected twist to a story that had thus far been about the kindness of strangers and ex-cons' road to redemption and second chances. Unfortunately, the end of Smith's saga only served to reinforce the many negative stereotypes associated with ex-cons and their struggles with assimilating to the free world. And it also bolstered the ever-troubling statistics around prison recidivism. And of course, there's the people who supported Smith during his firing from Walmart, not to mention the over 1,000 individuals that donated money to him on GoFundMe, fully convinced that he was on the straight and narrow path. You gotta imagine some of these folks likely felt duped. For Smith to go out and rob these banks less than a year after they came out and supported him, I would understand them if they were feeling a type of way about this. Look, I'm nowhere near qualified to diagnose or determine why Thomas Smith turned back to criminality as soon as he did, and I have no interest on speculating why this happened. Paul Grandal of the Times-Union claimed to have been on a first-name basis with Thomas Smith, and he says Smith had been struggling behind the scenes with drug addiction around the time of the robberies. He seems to suggest that fueling this addiction may have been a contributing factor in regard to Thomas Smith's criminal relapse. Outside of Paul's report, I can't provide much more insight. What I can say though is one thing that I've taken away from this story is that oftentimes it seems like these internet crowdfunding support rally type movements behind an individual in need, it seems like they're magic fix-all band-aids for a person's problems. You've seen many happy endings on this channel that were created because of internet support. But Smith's story shows that unfortunately, kind words and GoFundMe donations don't fix everything. Sadly, some folks have deep-rooted problems that are far too complicated to solve with internet beneficence. A seemingly wholesome tale gone sour, that was the story of Thomas Smith. Let me know what you guys thought about this video down below in the comment section, and let me know who or what you want me to talk about next. Do me a favor, slap like, ring that bell, and I'll see you next time. I want to give a major shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys. Wavy Web Surf out. Peace.